One of the shining lights for Australia in the 2000 Olympics was the trampolinist Ji Wallace, who won a silver medal. Last month, he revealed he's HIV positive. He's hoping to raise awareness about the virus and the stigma that still surrounds it, even though treatments have improved enormously since HIV first hit the headlines in the 1980s. So how does a person react to the news that they're HIV positive, and how do their family and friends react? Monique Shafter compiled this report.
Our very own Ji Wallace, and he seems to really revel in the support of this crowd.
Oh my gosh, it was the time of my life.
Looking good so far. He's right in the middle of the bed. He's got to keep bouncing strongly.
Nothing will ever top being in Sydney at my first Olympic Games at the debut event for trampoline in front of 14,000 screaming Australians.
He's made it through!
Fantastic performance, Ji Wallace.
So this is the medal that I won for trampoline at the Olympics. I pushed all the way through to 2007 for the World Championships, and that was the qualifier for the Beijing Games, but my performance wasn't quite enough to qualify, so I retired then. What does one do when that's all I've ever known and that's all I've ever been able to do is be good at trampoline? About 12 months ago, I found out that I was HIV positive. It came as a shock because it wasn't something that I was expecting. I was overseas, living the dream. I had a great apartment, I had a great relationship, I had a great job, and it all really came crashing down to reality that I just returned a HIV positive test.
It's a shock. You don't want your child to get any illnesses. I was horrified at the Grim Reaper ad that used to be on television years ago, and I thought, oh, I hope it's not like that, but not nowadays, no. The specialists have told me that he can live a perfectly normal life, and he's very, very healthy. And I'll support him as long as I've got breath in me.
The fear wasn't, was I going to die? My fear was that, am I going to be treated any differently?
And it's quite interesting to know that
HIV is still a disease, whether you're gay or straight, rich or poor, with enormous stigma or discrimination. So I think we have to really applaud and admire Ji for coming out, initially as gay and now as HIV positive, to show that people like Ji are members of our society and the very rich fabric of our society.
HIV isn't really a discussed topic anymore because it's no longer that death sentence. People aren't dying from it anymore. So it's not in your face. It's not something that's regularly spoken about. It is something when you get into a sexual interesting environment. It is something that needs to be discussed and should be discussed at every opportunity.
Ji and I met back in April of this year. We met on the beach, so coming up 5 months very soon. He literally said, I've got something to tell you, and I was like, okay, and he mentioned that he was HIV, and I said, no big deal. I was grateful that he was honest with me and told me straight away.
He was so amazing in his acceptance of my status that I couldn't not invest feelings and invest in a future in him.
Someone who's 20 years old with HIV will live till 70. The new treatments are so good that people probably take a few more chances than perhaps they used to when it was a death sentence.
we're a bit mindful of the people that...
In the early 2000s, about 500 new cases per year in Australia. It's now gone up to around 1,000.
But it may also be something that we can consider.
The combination antiviral therapy will drive the virus down to undetectable levels and restore or preserve people's immune systems. But not only that, it also prevents transmission of the virus, particularly to sexual partners, but also, of course, from mother to child.
So this is the medication that I take, and I'm very grateful that it is just one tablet a day. My medication costs me about $28 for every 2 months, but it is very, very well subsidised by the government. Usually comes in a massive list of potential side effects: night sweats, diarrhoea, vomiting, nausea, bad, crazy dreams. I think I'm one of the lucky ones that so far I'm yet to experience any major side effects.
I think the main focus of HIV research right now is how do we get as many people onto treatment as possible, with the view of people becoming undetectable and stopping transmission.
I've always been an athletic type of fella, so I'm not going to let something like HIV slow me down or stop me. I've still got big dreams and big goals.
Where do I see us in the future? I just see us growing old together and living a happy and healthy life with friends and family.
Proudest days of my life, that. If you have a child that is gay, gets HIV, love them, they're still your family, they're still your child, and they're lovely, lovely people.
Every day, you wake up and you're thankful that you're actually getting out of bed, and you make the most of it.
He's got a great mum. And if you'd like to know more about living with HIV or have your own story to share, you can join the conversation on our Facebook page right now at facebook.com/ABC730.